Hey everybody, I'm back. I just wanted to come on here and clear some stuff up. I'm new at this, so I'm kind of all over the place, but just give me time and I'll get better at talking to, a camera. But so I said some things in my other video about prison or the prison program and about getting in trouble there and all this stuff. So I'm gonna backtrack and give you a little more detail about that. So I signed for a 6-month program, because they gave me an option to do straight prison time, 3 years, or do the 6-month program, and get rehabilitated, all that. So I decided, I'm have an addictive personality and I have some mental health issues. I would like to try this program. When I signed, thinking I was going to do 6 months, I go, get transferred to that unit. Turns out it's going to be 9 months. And the reason they say 6 to 9 months is because your first time you do 9 months. If you get in trouble again and you go on relapse track, it becomes 6 months, so 6 to 9 months. I didn't know that, but I ended up doing 8 months. And in that 8 months, the first time I went, I ended up meeting some guy who was affiliated. I'm not going to say with who or anything like that or name names. But I got into a relationship. I never went to prison. The most time I did in jail was 3 months. So, this was a whole new thing. I didn't know. I was scared as shitless going in there, I was thinking oh my gosh, people are going to beat me up. I'm going to be someone's, but it wasn't even like that at all, honestly. And I believe it's not like that because of the way you carry yourself. So how do I say this? There's some people that are in the LGBT plus community that carry themselves very promiscuous, that throw themselves at all these guys. And a lot of these men don't like that. They find it disrespectful. I would too, but if you carry yourself with respect and, you're just a regular person and you don't hit on anyone, it's pretty easy going. But since I was dating someone that was affiliated, there was always fights, and I always got in thinking oh, I have to defend my man, this and this and that. But yes. And if I was in one dorm and he was in another, when we would go to lunch or on break and get out of the dorms, I would go into his dorm. They would always catch me in his dorm and I would always get written up for that. There was times where people harassed me, trying to force themselves on me, and I had to, defend myself. And I feel like that's why I got more respect than most of the other people, because even though I'm gay and I have feminine attributes, I didn't let anyone disrespect me. I don't care if you're 6 feet tall. I don't care if you're 2 feet tall. If you're gonna disrespect me and harass me, I'm gonna defend myself. I don't care if I get 2 black eyes. I'm gonna defend myself regardless. And I don't care if, you and your homeboys are gonna jump me, I'm gonna still defend myself. At the end of the day, that's what it's about, is having a heart and going out there and defending yourself, because if you don't defend yourself and you get pushed around or raped or something like that, what's gonna happen? You're just opening yourself up and people are gonna look at you as a weaker link. So, and in prison, you get nicknames, this and that. And since I was super feminine, I don't really like admitting it, but people used to call me princess because out of all these men, I was very feminine and oh my gosh, guys, But I mean, that's just me. I wasn't putting on a show. It was just, I have very feminine attributes. So they would call me princess. And when I got kicked out of that unit and I went back to a different unit, I was thinking, okay, this is great, I'm away from my boyfriend, I'm away from that gang. I'm gonna start new. No one's gonna know who I was. As soon as I touched down to that new unit, someone's like, Princess, is that you? I was like, oh shit. So once you get a name for yourself in there, There's no going back. You can move to this unit, that unit. You know, it could be a year later. There's still going to be someone there that knows you or remembers you or heard about you. You know, so once that name and that attitude stuck with me all the way through. And I don't think it was a bad thing because honestly, people knew who I was. People knew that I knew a lot of people affiliated. Those people that were affiliated respected me and had my back because I dated someone that was in there. And since it's prison, but a prison program, everyone's trying to leave. So, you know, it was very like, you know, things that you wouldn't do on the yard, you're able to do in there, which, you know, like be open about being with the man, I guess. But that's hearsay, you know, there's you know, at the end of the day, it's about how you carry yourself, if you're going to defend yourself, or if you're going to crumble and end up as someone's bitch, honestly. And, you know, I walked around with like 5 black eyes before, you know, like I got up a few times, but at the end of the day, people came up to me and they're like, I respect you because, you know, you got out there and you defended yourself. Even if it was like a guy that I knew I was going to get my ass beat, I still went out there and I still... because that's the lifestyle you have to be in when you're in there, you know? And I seen a lot of other gay men that got treated like bitches, you know, because of the way they carried themselves. They didn't respect themselves. They're sleeping with this person, that person, this person. They're getting caught all the time. And a lot of people don't like that, you know? Like, we get it. You're going to do those things. You know, you're around a bunch of men. You know, men are going to be men. Whether you agree with it or not, that's what happens in there. But don't put it out there like that, you know? Don't do it where people could see you. Don't, you know what I mean? There's a time and place, even though there shouldn't be, but it's prison. It happens, you know? Ironically, it happens more than you think. And as a gay man, I could testify to that because I had no idea prison was going to be like that. I thought it was going to be like everyone's going to hate gay guys. I was going to get beat up. I was going to get my shit stolen. Because in county was fucking tougher than prison for me. You know? But it's because county people are not doing time. They're doing like 3 months in and out, you know? So they have something to prove. In prison, you're going to be stuck there for 6 to 9 months, you know? Like, you have nothing to prove to anyone. But there's still those people that walk around wanting to be macho man, and you're going to have to defend yourself. But other than that, I mean, I made my time there, you know? And even though I wish I never went there, I did my time and I survived, you know? And it's all about how you present yourself and how you carry yourself. But that's a little short story that I have. And I'll get back to you guys later. Like and subscribe.